Hi, um, how are you? I'm I'm Archimedic, obviously. Like if we don't know, introduction. So I'm still like kind of getting new to this, so like ignore the awkwardness, but exactly what the awkward is. That's gonna be a new word for us. But the awkward is supposed to enhance the humility, and that's like the whole point of this section. So yeah, but pretty much my mind, the song you just listened to, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the experience. I hope it will come out soon whenever I decide. Whenever it comes out. But my mind, what is the deep journaling like experience of my mind in the song? Well, the song to me, like, well, first can I say like the part where in the violin section, whenever I had just the violin section, right? Like the violin section, that part was literally like just very emotional for me. I remember whenever I first like was placing on the chords and everything, it kind of came out of nowhere. And a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the track is made like based off of like just starting. Like I start the track, I create, the general idea, right? So like the general idea that I arrange, and as I arrange, more and more I go throughout the arrangement, more and more the song like reveals itself. So the violins kind of like came throughout that process, and I'm a crier. Like if you probably can see, I don't know. I was just listening. I just finished a song recently, and I was doing the mix and stuff like that, and I was crying again because of that violin part. And again, so Ark, why are we crying? I want to say that the reason why that was very emotional for me was because it expressed a lot of the stuff that I make like expresses what I'm like kind of like going through or processing in real time. So if I would say like in the time of my life right now, what I'm kind of like going through is like change, honestly, like change, a lot of internal change, becoming like a person that I want to be, and like doing the things that I like that genuinely like feeds the soul and also like helps others. Like these conversations, like I hope these conversations help you as much as they help me, or my music, I hope they like help you as much as they help me. And so but yeah, like, so that part with that chord, like with the violins, it kind of just expresses the change, the grief. Like the grief. Said that and 333 hit, but it was pretty much like the recent grief that I've been like kind of going through with like change, and it's never bad. Like I know it's a beautiful thing. Like change is a beautiful thing, and I will never deny that. For that's like something that I feel like I need in my life always to evolve and grow. And it's not just my life. I feel like it's like that for everyone's life. And I'm not really talking like a drastic change here. I mean, like, yes, it's a personal internal change, but at the same time, it's not like, anything like material or external has changed, you know what I mean? Like, but it's enough change to where I'm seeing it like affecting every point of my life, and that's very like, like whoa to me in a way, because like you go through life, through, I guess like this song is about like the change of my mind. That's why I called it my mind. It's about like the grief of how I'm going through changes. And sorry, my cat, stop. So yeah, hold on. Say hi to Rosie. Um, so yeah, so grief, right? I'm going through grief and through my through the change, and it's that's the best. The song is literally the best way I could explain it. Quite literally, but that's what it means for me. I asked my brother what the song like kind of meant for him, and he said that it pretty much kind of felt like dreamy, like, and homey, which is like very interesting to me because like to me like I was getting like desperation, um, and but yet determination at the same time. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what this song was really about, and I feel like very confident. I feel very like set. Like yeah, that was it. It's really about like my how I've been grieving like my internal changes and watching my life around me like um or me just accepting it, how it feels to accept that. And like I mean, I'm only like I said, I'm only 22, so I guess like that's the process of it, you know what I mean? Like you're no longer a kid, like this is the world, like this is also more so like you're doing things that other people aren't doing in their life, and you're not like other people around you, and you're if you're like me, like I said, this is like the channel of like the lonely artist, and so like you know what I mean, like, and um so hopefully like you know this song resonates in that way as I explained it, as it took 7 minutes to explain it. But no, this is really good. This is like a deep dive. This is what it's for. So it's just kind of like the podcast part. I like that. I like this. So so deep, yeah, I guess grief and change. But how am I right now? So like, all right, now that we figured out, so this was like we're figuring out the process as we go. This is cool. Now that I have figured out what it was for me, right, for the song, what is it? How do I feel now? Like, what is it now? I would say like where I'm at now is like I am settled. I can like breathe. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't know, but like I can breathe, and I could feel that um, I can finally be content with the person that I am. I can be happy with my human behavior. I can be happy with being just me, and I can be happy with my art and be more in tune with and creative like with my art. I'd say this is probably one of my best mixes on my music because I was starting to understand what exactly that I was wanting this track to be. Because like as an artist and as a creative, and the thing that my job as a producer as is not just to get you to feel your emotions and not like in a way that we resonate, right? It's I also have to make sure that my message is clear and that it doesn't like it's not hard to for you to listen to, pretty much. Um, and sometimes, like over time, like especially like teaching myself, I've been only producing for around I think 3 years, 3 years and something now. Um, and like with teaching myself and not honestly teaching myself by honestly just consistently like bashing my head against like the brick wall until like I put those hours in, right? So um I kind of realized like, okay, what do I want more out of, like, do I want more drums? Like, what am I thinking more about? Am I thinking more about, am I thinking more about the audience in a way of like, am I in performance, right? Or am I thinking about more of like the actual emotion and the feeling and the scenes and the things that I'm seeing like in my head, what like the very motive behind what is driving this car, right? Versus what do I think will sound cool, or what do I think will sound like will be better to whatever engine I think is better to drive the car, pretty much, right? So like with that being said, I had came to the realization, right, um, that I want my drums to be a little bit just more present. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like in your face. I want them to be like just. I want them to embody the role and the essence of presence. That's what my drums want. I'm gonna be going to work on that from now on. Like on my mixing, is to not have the drums like feel like they need to be in your face to make a statement. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel that is very important for my art style because that's kind of like who I am as a person. You know, I'm a very much like I take space without saying a lot at all. You know what I mean? Like um and I've been always been kind of been told that I've been like the calm of the storm, the and the stillness in the room, and I appreciate that. But I never really learned how to translate that into my art. You know what I mean? And I always felt like with my art it was still kind of like egoic and childish in a way of where it's like it was still like I need you to see me, so here I am, and this is cool, right? Like, don't you think this is cool? Like, this is cool, like I've spent time on it, right? And like but for me to finally get the mix that actually resonates and actually made me calm, and I feel like that's the essence of who I am, like as a person. Like last night I had a meditation session with myself, and I kind of like realized that like my favorite color is like lavender. Like I love lavender. You know what I mean? And but if you ask my younger younger self, right? He would tell you it would be red. So it's all about accepting change and understanding it, and having like accepted change, noticing the change within myself, and then using that as like using those feelings that I like to channel those feelings as a source, the engine for the car to run for my art. And I feel that's when I create my best work. I don't feel whenever I make like music or anything out of like necessity, or of oh, I want this as an idea, and it kind of comes out of like, if it comes out of the logical brain, music kind of sucks, man. Like it just doesn't sound good at all. It never sounds very genuine. You can tell, and because it sounds like a math problem, at least to me. Like if you ever heard like a song that just sounds like it was made to blow up, like, you know what I mean? Like you hear the formula, and when you hear the formula, it makes you just want to like not want to listen to the song at all. And I know you know what type of music that I'm talking about. But so if I do the same, or if I ever fall into that trap, which sometimes I do, because I would work out of desperation. When I finally got out of that, which was working on this track, My Mind, which is like really cool. And we're in the next half of the year, and apparently the Sagittarius is becoming full moon, which is so odd because I'm a Sagittarius, and I didn't like, it's just weird how all this is aligning. I say weird, but it's really cool. I personally, like, I'm a very spiritual person. I've had my own spiritual experiences or whatever, so like I'm very in tune with that. So I'm seeing the patterns, and I'm seeing how it's aligning, and I have good feelings and good faiths about just understanding how my art is, thanks to this one song, thanks to the experiences around it, and thanks to this journaling thing right here. I don't think I would have like honestly thought about it as deeply or as like intentionally, and seeing all the little specs to made it what it actually is, like for the song, without this right here. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I feel that's really where it's at. I I appreciate you for your time. Always for this. This is like always like genuinely like really good. I had this other idea for this video, but I was like, it felt draining, so I knew that that wasn't the route to do it. I knew that, like, this is just what I needed. So like, because this isn't draining, this is fueling. So I am going to go back and continue to work, or like finish this video, obviously. Maybe like mentally actually speak to me like outside, but then again, this is like my little journaling session anyway. So I have work later on today, which, it's cool. I'm blessed to have a job that pays my expenses, you know what I mean? So but I just, again, like, I want you to, and this is also like a challenge for me as well, I want you to like notice the things around you in life, the things that happen to you, or notice the feelings inside. Especially if you don't feel especially if you've been working on art recently and you just haven't been feeling like it's been sticking, definitely like kind of just ask yourself, like, where, in what way are you holding yourself back? Because I'm realizing, like, there was a way that I was holding myself back in my music, and it was holding my music back. So, and that was me working out of desperation. So I guess, like, what is the constant, like, thing that seems to come back up to haunt you, and figure out why it's haunting you, or maybe use it to channel out an art piece that gives you the answer to why it's haunting you. And ironically enough, my answer was my mind. So but yeah, just like, I guess, that's the key takeaway from this. That's my gift to you. So yeah, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate your time, and I love you. Take care of yourself. Remember that. Just take care of yourself. Bye.